Well, hey everyone. I have unfortunately been a little neglectful of this channel. And some of it is about because of, whoops, I kicked a cat. Some of it is to do with what I'm going to talk about tonight. Sorry, it took a little while for my live screen to come up. Um, I haven't done as much on this channel because, as some know, I do have two other YouTube channels. One of them is my main focus, is my urban exploring channel. And it is called Exploring with CF, which a lot of people don't realize CF is an illness. I'm actually known on YouTube in a lot of areas as CF and a lot of other places. It's kind of strange, which doesn't bother me, but I have that. I have a vlog / rant news channel. I also do a live stream on a bunch of those channels, and I do live stream with a friend from New Zealand on some pretty heavy topics of the world right now. We do everything from religion, abortion, United Nations, celebrities, you name it. So I'm a pretty busy guy. Besides maintaining my CF, working out at the gym, trying to do some stuff around the house, and trying to urban explore and go to my doctor's appointments. You all know how that goes. And it goes along with, I mean, sure, the treatments get in the way. They do. They take time. Treatments, physical therapy, it takes a lot of time. And if you're not going to the gym at least 4 or 5 times a week and you got a CF person, sorry, you're an idiot. And don't say you don't have time. This is your health, especially with us. Working out extends our life. No matter how good or bad light you have the illness, it'll make your life better and extend it a little and make it better quality for most of us. Fact. But that's not the main problem right now. Well, the treatments get in the way, the gym time, whatever, it all gets in the way. What really gets in the way is when you are done with all that, you're tired. You can go to bed and wake up. I've had my wife even know, well, God, you're kind of dragging today. Well, and she'll even mention how I got more sleep than normal for me. It doesn't matter. We wake up, when we're sleeping, our body is fighting every bit of this illness. The infections in our lungs take tons of energy to fight. And you have infections going all the time. Could you imagine having infections going in? If you're a normal person, non-CFer, can you imagine having infections going in your body all the time? Fevers, hot, cold chills sometimes. Just the severe amount of energy it takes. And when you get older, I'll admit, you get older with it, and the worse you get also. It adds up even more. You get older, sure, you got a little less energy. But also, as you get worse, you have less resources fighting more problems. I know some of you see about, oh, this is common sense stupidity. Like I said, this is not a channel for, let's talk about our genotype or this drug study or some of them, let's talk about how good Kalydeco works for some, and a lot of people say it's bullshit. People, my genotype, they're taking Kalydeco. It doesn't work for us. I was part of the drug test study of it. It doesn't. They're going, oh, I'm doing great. Even my doctor says, no, it doesn't work. That's why he won't prescribe it for people with my genotype. Like Symdeco. It doesn't work for everybody. But everybody's somehow getting people to pay for it. $250,000. Oh, my Lord. But we are tired. Sometimes just to bring down what my body's doing, I've found out that Tylenol helps a little, but I swear to God, Tylenol is so weak. I'm about to look like House. If you ever seen the show, popping Vicodin. I swear I can just start. I can put Tylenol on a Pez dispenser. I just start popping the things. They really don't do much, but they do make me less tired. A little more energy. Kind of takes some of the weight off. I really love to take ibuprofen or naproxen sodium because it gets rid of the pain for better. It just does. Also brings down inflammation in the lungs, tightness in my diaphragm, pain in my back, the pain in my joints. It's sure nice when you can do that, but alas, you can't do that very much because it thins the blood and can make my bleeding a lot worse, so I cough up tons more blood. Also, for any of you testing for transplant or will in the future, or who've had a transplant, you can't use ibuprofen or naproxen sodium ever again afterwards. So I'll use mine up now when I can, when I'm not coughing up any blood. Because those drugs thin your blood and can cause a lot of issues due to the transplant and the meds you get afterwards. So be wary and be ready to, oh crap. But the problem is, the alternative painkillers honestly don't do a lot for inflammation. So if your joints are sore, your back is sore, your diaphragm's messed up, the lungs is just hurting, upset pain, stomach pains from our issues, whatever, I hate to tell you this, bringing that inflammation down, like from ibuprofen and stuff, really helps, even more than just painkiller. But you're gonna be stuck with painkillers, just pain, not the anti-inflammatories so much. There's a few, but you're gonna find out the anti-inflammatories and painkillers they can give you afterwards are narcotic and very highly addictive and very horrid for you. They make Tylenol, ibuprofen, and naproxen sodium together look like you're eating a real Pez. So you got to deal with the pain. It's not fun. There's days where even I can barely get myself up anymore. It's not easy. But what it is, I'm telling you right now, a lot of it's willpower. You got to find something in your life you want to do, something you need to do. Whether it's, if you're lucky enough to have kids, whether it's furry kids like we have, or like I have YouTube and urban exploring or the gym or something. I want to work on my car. I have things I want or need to do both together. I have a drive to get up and do stuff. You need to have a willpower not to let it make you just sit and sleep. Even if you do what I do every morning, my get up, my chest is just unhappy from therapy night before, unhappy from a lot of stuff we have to do. The meds have started tearing it up. I'm irritated from that. My joints hurt. My voice is halfway gone almost every morning. I don't want to cough. Everything seems tight. I'm not a big fan of coffee, but I have a big hot cup of coffee in the morning. I gurgle it up pretty hardcore. It's like fancy hot chocolate by the time I'm done. But the caffeine is a natural bronchodilator. The heat gets everything starting to wake up a little bit. I drink some of that, and after a while, I'm able to do my stuff, and it helps tons. Between the heat and the caffeine, it gets me going. And I do admit there's days I need more caffeine and then others. Today was a rough day. I'm still hurting pretty bad down this left side, and I have one more. I have percussor and another set of breathing treatments to do yet. 4 breathing treatments, actually. I got percussor. I'll do Duoneb. Sometimes I add a little extra albuterol or Duoneb to one vial. I do maybe a vial and a half, kind of, sometimes. I have extra a little bit, so I'm able to do that at this moment. But I know doctors, I don't recommend it, but sometimes as you get a little worse, getting down around the 30% area where I'm at, sometimes just the straight one, if you're having a bad day, does not do much. You amp it up a little, then you can feel a difference and start getting things out again. But yeah, I got Duoneb, hypertonic saline, Pulmozyme, and Casein yet to do tonight. And yes, it's 1 a.m. up a little later than I wanted to be. But I'm going to do that stuff, do my percussor, and I will get probably 4 to 6 hours of sleep and be back up. You gotta have willpower to get up and go. Sometimes laying in bed too much makes it worse. The stuff sits, doesn't get jostled, doesn't get moved. And no, don't say sitting on your butt doing a vest helps, because it doesn't, especially if you're sitting. Just sit there and rattles it down into the bad areas. Vest sucks. It's the reason that when you go to the hospital, every place where it does chest PT still. In a lot of countries, the vest isn't even allowed on national health care, so because it doesn't work. I don't know how to give you willpower. And honestly, just like normal people, CFers are just like normal people. I know everybody talks about how we're noble and everybody fights their own way. No, they don't. I've said that before in other videos. Not everybody fights. I've seen plenty that don't fight. I've seen people go to the hospital and make the nurses wash their hair, or they do their little spit things and throw little Kleenexes all over the room, and make nurses do stuff for them that they can still do plenty fine themselves. Act like it's a spa. Sit on their butts, never leave, don't even go to physical therapy half the time. Oh my God. So you're not fighting in your own way. you're just letting the doctors hopefully slow your decline with the meds and their therapies. You're not doing anything. But I don't know how to give you willpower to get off your butt and do something. And am I holding myself up as some paragon of health, some great CF guru? No. There are people with more drive, more willpower, and done more than I have. But I will say my activity level has kept me going until I got below a certain point where it crossed a line from saving my life to my job starting to cause damage. And even then, I kind of put up a fight. You got to find something that'll get you up and moving. And don't sit there and blame CF. The pain is always there. The sleepiness is there, but you got willpower and you got to use it. Get up and do stuff while you can. Being depressed about it isn't going to sit there and do you any good. It's not, whining about it's not going to do you any good. Going on Facebook and being a total bastard to other CFers who are busting their butts or who have some good news or trying to cheer everybody up with some cool little quotes or something. I don't know what your problem is. I mean, you want to be a pathetic bastard, how about you get your own page, call it Pathetic Bastard CF, and all of you go there. And some of the pages even make excuses for you. Oh, you know, this isn't a page where everybody's going to be all rosy sunshine. Oh, that's fine, but you don't have to be a total dick for no reason. I don't even know on half the CF page anymore because half of you are amazing people. You bust your butt. You're doing what you need to do to stay alive. I don't even call it amazing. We're just got good, strong self-preservation reflex. We have a good allergy to death. The other half of you are total fucktwads. Where, you know what? When CF takes you a lot earlier than another person that's been busting their butt who has CF the same level you do, you can whine and bitch about it and feel depressed, but you did it. Am I saying your willpower is going to save your life and stop CF in its tracks? No. You can slow it. Or at least you can live a life. You can up your quality of life. CF doesn't have to just make you a shut-in. Admittedly, with my lungs at the level they are, I've had to be a lot more careful. And even the pollen outside is affecting me a lot more than ever before. Let me tell you what, mowing grass in a mask is really tough on a hot humid day. It really is. The days where I cough up blood for 4 or 5 days in a row, it's not fun, but I'm still up. I'll adapt my therapy to be careful of that weak spot I got. Go do something. Go to the gym. Sunday is my one day off the gym now. When they finally told me I had to stop doing my normal work routine, running 20-hour days, I cut back. Also, they told me to cut back. I'm now doing 6 days a week in the gym, but I'm still there. Some days just cardio, some days cardio and some weights. But I have a routine. I've got books. I write it down. I keep a log. I even keep logs of how much I get out. I've mentioned in other videos. I keep a track of when I do my therapies, what time, how long I do my PT, how many milliliters I get out, and I even try to keep track of the color so I can tell if I'm having a problem. Even try to keep track of how many milliliters of blood. It's a guess, but you got little measurements. You can kind of read it. I got tons of books of my own CF logs. I even write in them my gym workouts. I have a little gym workout book. I bring a lot of guys do that, or even women. Keep track of my weights and how much I do at the gym, and even if I have some joint that's bothering me, or like Achilles is bothering me, or some damage due to Cipro to my joints has caused a problem, or if my lungs are super tight, I keep track of my O2 and heart rate on my treadmill workouts. And still yet, I strive every day for even a 100th more on the treadmill. When I get out of the hospital, I try to improve more than they let me out at. And I never stop trying to maintain or improve. Sure, it doesn't always happen. I'll have a week in a row where just everything sucks ass. And it gets depressing. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not getting any less depressing the longer you live. I've been in the gym, was 7 days a week until this last year. Since I was 11 years old. I'm 45. Sometimes the gym gets really fucking tiresome. Sometimes the therapies, coming down here and doing my therapies gets tiresome. The breathing treatments get tiresome. I tell you this, folks, it doesn't get less depressing. But you find the things that get you up. A husband or wife that gets you moving and is good for you and does stuff. Something on YouTube, a YouTube channel that a lot of us can do. We don't have to be around others and get ill or worry about being ill. You can do it in an area like I am with my air purifier, and pretty healthy for me. You've got to find something. You got a car you like to work on. You got a neighborhood that's really nice. You just want to walk around it. How about a dog? Our dog is I'd recommend a breed, if you like, especially if you like bigger dogs, a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. They are very active. The only thing they do is they do shed a lot. But they're hypoallergenic. They have no dander. Check it. No dander. They are very active. They need to be walked twice a day. I mean, walked, not just quickie 2-minute walk. Not just let them out to poop. You need to walk them. They need activity. They need to be played with once a day. Frisbee or ball. They love fetching games. They love to swim. They have big webbed feet. Very active, fun dogs. They also have what they call, in every article you ever read, a super sunny disposition. They're super intelligent and love their humans. There's not a dog that ever is supposed to stay outside. Of course, no dog is supposed to be staying outside. Dogs are social. They must be with their humans. These dogs are extremely attached to people. They bond to you. A Chesapeake Bay Retriever will give a CF person tons of reasons for activity. They're smart. They will smile at you. They have a weird smile, a real one. Google Chesapeake Bay Retriever smile and watch the videos. They will wake you up in the morning to go potty. You won't oversleep. You will have to get up. There's other breeds of dogs too, but I have run into Chesapeake Bay Retriever. We also have a few precocious cats. One that is up there on his throne watching me right now like a vulture. It's not animals. It was not the gym. Car, wife, do a YouTube channel. There's a lot of things that get us up and going, people. Get us doing something. And don't do one where you're just sitting here. If any of you are ever nice up to me to get me to 100 subscribers, which I haven't really shopped this channel out. My main channel, my exploring channel, is doing really good. I'm actually at the point where I can start making money off YouTube pretty soon. Waiting for them to turn that on. I'm in line between the others. They have to check, make sure all the quality standards. But that's the point. I've been able to do something with some of my dreams still and make a YouTube channel. It might make me some money. At least enough to cover the cost of doing a YouTube channel. But get out there. Find a passion. And if you want to be a bitchy person about CF, go be a comedian somewhere and bitch about it. Get on here and bitch about it. You know, it's energy. But also, you need something active. Get a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. Find something at a gym you like to do. Find something outside you like to do. Find something, anything, activity. Don't just waste away. There's no point. The problem is with a lot of this, even our loved ones don't see it. My wife and I have been together now for 10 years. Even she doesn't realize it. She'll say something like, geez, this isn't such a big deal. We haven't been doing this very long. Well, I'm sorry. 1, it's 95 degrees. 2, it's humid as crap. 3, I can barely breathe out here, as you should know, but also I'm tired. You're not. We get tired. We get sore. It happens. But our loved ones can't see that. We have to do, including myself, do a better job of communicating those little things. Sometimes I feel bad communicating them myself to my wife because I feel like a little bitchy brat that's just making little whinies about little things. It's like, does everything have to be about my CF? And I know a lot of you feel like that. It's like everything in your life is about your CF. Sometimes it is. God, I even have 2 YouTube channels named after it. The Cystic Fibrosis Purple People Eater and Exploring the CF. Exploring the CF is because I have CF. It's a part of me, and that's it. I'm going to be out exploring and dragging it along. And in my own small way, it's not an arrogance way. At least I hope not. It's not an arrogant way. I hope to inspire some of you not to forget your dreams, no matter what. Even disability, I'm able to travel some, and I do my therapies on my trips. I'm careful in places I explore for bad air. I wear masks, but it takes a lot of work behind the scenes. If I actually could film what it took for me to do any of that, but I'm hoping to share it with people that I love and share it with a lot of other CF people with other illnesses. Don't let everything stop you. I don't know. It's something that even some of the big people like, you know, I forget her first name, but Wineland. In a way, I respect the hell out of her. In a way, I wish she'd shut up. She's done a lot to help CF. She's also done a lot to kind of take some CF people, and she really should push a little more towards the activity stuff. I mean, real activity, move. But what do you do? I mean, do you have a certain way to help your family and friends see the problems we have? Some days your digestive system is just going to be a total jackass. You've got plans, you're going to do something that day, you're going to do this, this, and this, and only a quarter of it gets done. I've had my wife come home. Well, whoa, you didn't get any of this? Well, I'm sorry, I spent half a day running back and forth to the bathroom. I had 6 or 7 trips to the bathroom in the first 4 hours I was up. Yay, CF digestive system. And so even though we've been together 10 years, she still gets a little annoyed. And I just put my foot on my cat again. I am so sorry, Smokey. He's 16 and he loves me. That's my CF cat. He spends time with me during all my treatments, lays his head on my shoulder. Even she, after all this time. So how do you explain it to people? And I don't have all the answers. I'm asking, how do you explain it to people? You got a better way than I do. I just have to keep reminding her. I'm already telling her, hey, today was a bad day for this. Sometimes I worry she's not going to believe me. Maybe I'm being lazy. She thinks I'm being lazy. Or my joints hurt so bad and I don't want to take any more painkillers. Thankfully, I've been very staunch about trying to take as few of those as possible. So all my tests for the transplant list have come out really good. For somebody my age, she's extremely surprised how good they've come out. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still trying to keep off the list as long as possible. I now know 10 people have had transplants. And I can't remember, I'm sorry, I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 are still alive. The other 4 or 5 are dead. And a couple of them are dead because they didn't do what they're supposed to or didn't keep doing what they're supposed to do. And a couple of them are dead just because they did everything they're supposed to do and it just didn't work. One of them died about a year and a quarter in. Year and a half in. Last I saw him in the hospital, he was doing amazing. He was about ready to get out. Here 2 weeks later, they didn't get it, and he went back down and rejected and died real fast. It's like, wow. So remember, I've said this before too. Transplants isn't a fix-all. Don't be rushing towards it. Don't hide from life. Don't live in a bubble. Parents of CFers, don't put your kid in a bubble. You can be careful, but let them get out and live life. Because a lot of times, for all of us, no matter how bad you have CF, the younger we are, the healthier we are. Until that starts beating our bodies. Don't bury your child in your house, in their room, without letting them do anything while they still can. Let them skin a knee. Let them break a leg. Let them sneak out with friends. Well, maybe watch that one. Let them hang out with people. Let them go to the pool. Let them go water skiing with friends or whatever it is. Let them go out for a sport. In fact, encourage them to do the sport. I recently talked to somebody actually ran somebody upbeat on Facebook. Wow, they're surprised. A family talking about their daughter. She is 14, and they were very smart. They heard other CFers that said get them active. They got her active early on, and she has really fallen in love with track and a couple other sports. And she is beating her doctor's expectations. I mean, admittedly, a lot of you younger ones have got an advantage. The less older ones didn't. There's medications that we never could have dreamed of out there. And some of us it's too late to take it or won't help us. But for a lot of you, hope you take advantage of it and get out there, exercise, add to what those meds will do. You'll amp them up by exercising. She's ahead of the curve. She's doing great, and she has no plans to stop doing this stuff. She's also thinking about advocating for CF people to exercise and going out there and talking to people her age. So I would use her name, but she's a minor, and I don't want to put somebody's name out there without asking them first. But yeah, this has been rambling, but you know, if you got answers on how you deal with things slowing you down, screwing your day up, and you got to tell somebody and they kind of don't understand sometimes, or you're worried they don't understand, what do you do? Also, what do you do to get you going? Do you let CF ball you up in a corner and hold you down? Even at my age and my level, I have not let it stop me a single day yet. Even when I was super ill last year, I mean, super ill, I was down to around 22, 23%. I was extremely ill. I kept trying. It was very unpretty. I could barely do anything. I got so bad, my wife wouldn't even let me walk into the hospital, and I didn't argue very much because I couldn't, because I was so weak. But even then, I was still trying to. Find your drive. Find a reason to have something to push yourself. But all I can do is I hope for all of you, you know, especially you fighters out there. I advocate mostly for the fighters. If you're not fighting, you're just sitting around making excuses on how you can't work out, excuses on how you can't do this, do that, can't do anything, then I'm not here for you. I'm here for those of you that are the parents or CFer, parents of or the CFer who's going to bust their butt, who wants to bust their butt, who wants to find out there's other people out there who do bust their butt and it does work. I'm out there to hear advice from you for myself. Because I'm sorry, those of you that aren't trying or make excuses or are just angry at me at this very moment, if you're angry at me, you know you're one of those people. But those of you that are angry at me right now, you can help me anyway. That's a fact. If you don't like my channel because I'm not discussing gene therapies and genotypes and stuff like that, there's plenty of channels for that. Plenty of resources that know a lot more than I do. Get out there, live. Don't let CF stop you from living. You may have it a lot worse than me. You may live to 15. You may live to 90. Whatever level you have it at, get out there and make your CF's life miserable. As I always say, I drag my CF everywhere, whether it likes it or not. I have CF, but CF doesn't have me. So I'll talk to my lungs once in a while. Go, sorry, buddy, you're gonna do what I tell you. So let's go. And how about all of you say, let's go? If you ever see this, comment below, like, subscribe, share. Send me topics you'd like me to talk about. Or I have no problem doing a Google Hangouts with somebody on here, another CFer or a parent, and discussing stuff. I said we won't get overly scientific. That's not what this channel's for. This is a channel of experiences, and especially mine. I'm sorry, I wasn't not being arrogant, but now I've got 45 years of living with CF under the belt. And I don't have it very minor. I take a decently high amount of enzymes. I take the MT20s. I take between 2 and 5 every time I touch food. I have good amount of joint damage and tendon damage from meds and exercise. Breaking a lot of bones. I was a kid doing a lot of stuff. I do my last PFDs, woot me, were 34%. When I got out of the hospital last time, I was at 30. I raised them up on my own. Kind of surprised them. The transplant doctor thought she had me that time. She wanted to list me. Well, I raised it up 4% on my own. Out of her reach, just barely. I don't want to be on transplant list. It'll stop me from going out on my urban explorers. I have to stay around home. No, I don't want to do it. If any of you like urban exploring, check out Exploring with CF. If you got anybody you think, especially with CF, that might benefit from seeing my videos, seeing that I get out there, and that I do have CF, and I have no problem talking to other CFers and discussing problems and trying to help you. But you gotta want to be helped. You can't just be a depressing sad sack. If you want to be helped, if you have a want to feel better, to get up and do stuff, I have no problem talking to any of you. I may rant, I may sound like a jackass, but you know what? I want us all to live longer and do better. Even those of you who are sad sacks who want to sit on your butt and pretty much use the hospital as a spa, I don't want you dead. And those of you that are going to push, are going to be looking at me as, wow, 45, he's at 30%? What a weenie. I'm hoping you get to that point. Hoping someday somebody sees this and goes, wow, this guy was at 30% at 45? Geez, we don't hit that now till we're in our 60s or 70s. And even then, most of us don't. I'm hoping that gets there someday. But for right now, I'm going to get out of here. Like, share, subscribe, share. Contact me if you have any questions. Leave comments. I'm trying to get better at checking this channel. But for right now, this is Kylie for Cystic Fibrosis Purple People Leader and the Evils of CF. Talk to you later. And stay healthy and keep breathing.